Let me go ahead and start recording this so I have some content of some sort for my YouTube channel, my poor little YouTube channel with 55 nice little subscribers. Okay, let's see. Waiting for our players. And there we go. And my settings have gone to hell. Shoot. Just stay with me, folks. 1 sec. Stay immersed in the game. Don't you go anywhere whatsoever. That seems to be good. Alright, folks. Spawning. On the top left-hand side of Abyssal Reef, representing our green Protoss player, it is Wrench, whom I have rightfully given a lot of hype, or so I hope. And his opponent spawning in the bottom right-hand position of Abyssal Reef with the Root Cats extractor trip, representing our purple Zerg player, it is TheFlash. For those of you just tuning in, this is game number 1 of the Psionic Aftermath Pizza Party, where it is just a double elimination bracket for everyone inside the clan, and the winner of the whole shindig gets a free large pizza from Pizza Hut. Well, not really free, they have to pay for it with their blood, sweat, tears, and hopefully Sugoi Micro, so gonna have to see if that's what either of the players can accomplish. Let me go ahead and make sure the in-game overlay hasn't absolutely gone to hell. Yes, it looks beautiful. And the Lonely Trombone kicks off this game. Looks like a hatch, technically first. I want to say gas into hatch, but the gas was kind of cancelled, so I honestly don't know what to call that. We'll call it hatchery, kind of first-ish, which I think is fair enough. Looks like, ooh, a third drone coming down. Are we going to see a 3-hatch opening on Abyssal Reef? I don't feel like this is the map you necessarily want to try that in. I mean, can you imagine if we're going for a 2-gate adept? Yowzers, that would have been... Okay, I swear it wasn't doing the douchey see something while casting and try to act like you didn't see it until the last second to make yourself look smarter. No, that was literally off the top of my head. Looks like Ranch is going for 2-gate adepts. You know what, folks, let me tell you, this is one of my most favorite builds in the meta right now. Literally no Zerg player expects it, and they either all overreact or underreact. But that's this thing with meta builds. As people get more accustomed to people doing it, Zergs get stronger and stronger against it. However, I don't think Flash is gonna think about this at all. Looks like Overlords are gonna be very late to the scouting party. Flash, meanwhile, look at that. He has his gas up. Spawning pool only at 400 health out of, not all of it. And looks like Wrench is going to go ahead and save up for that next assembly time here soon. And looks like 2 adepts have begun production and they look angry. Can't see them right now, so maybe I sound like a little bit of a wingnut, but trust me, folks. A Protoss player knows at heart. Just how a mother knows best, a Protoss knows if his units are angry or not. These adepts have the fear of God to strike into the Zerg player. Looks like Wrench actually going to encounter a small supply block here. Can't make 2 more adepts anytime soon. Needs to get a pylon up and going, but that is a-okay. There he goes. And adepts now shading on across the map. The Flash definitely has some sort of indication this is going on. He didn't technically see the 2 gateways yet. I'm not sure if his vision would have caught those adepts moving across the map. Ooh, actually, some observing magic. Really quickly. Ooh, yes. 2 adepts need to wait until they're all together to be super effective. And it looks like 3 Kings are on the way for the Flash, but he needs to do a lot of things first. He needs to evacuate this space. There is no question in my mind that is something that has to happen. And these adepts are going to start doing their little damage. Going to go ahead and pick off 1 Zergling. 1 Queen over here is going to go ahead and show away these adepts. And actually defensive shade for Ranch. I'm not sure I think that's the best idea. He did scout that it is a 3-hatch kind of opener. So I think shading 4 definitely would have given our friend the Flash a lot of heartache. Especially since there is nowhere near. Damn, I used the wrong clause. There is nowhere near enough time for the metabolic boost to have finished. I guess that's what I kind of wanted to say, and I guess that was good enough. So Wrench actually on the retreat just a little bit. Not sure if that was the correct choice or not, but regardless, it is 30 to 30 total workers. So the Wrench actually doing not bad for himself. The Flash equally is doing pretty damn alright. Big group of Zerglings here actually, without speed, just kind of trundling over it in Abyssal Reef with their little scuba masks over their face. How do I know they have scuba masks? Well, they're underwater. I mean, how, like, look, there's fishies here. They're literally swimming with the fishies. How can they not have tiny little adorable Zergy scuba masks? I mean, I think each race has their own little way of dealing with that. I guess the Zerg just kind of adapt guilds onto the Zerglings or something. And then the and then the Terrans obviously have scuba gears. And the Protoss just warp in oxygen from iron. Or maybe the Protoss don't even need to breathe air, I don't know. But meanwhile, enough of my incoherent grabbing. Looks like these adepts actually getting taken out by a couple of Zerglings. So the Wrench not quite ready for this aggression. Need to do a little bit more kiting. Does he have a mothership core anywhere in sight? Not necessarily. These things have okay-ish surface area. Looks like an adept from the wall had to come over here to help the cause. But with Wrench taking a little bit of losses there, definitely not without some grief. Glaives are on the way, but he already lost his adept, so much for that pressure. Meanwhile, Flash does have a Hydralisk stand. Holy hell, that is a very, very, very fast Hydralisk stand before a Roach Warren at all. So, 3-base Hydra. This could be a 3-base all-in, or Flash could just be using this to propel him into a 4th base. However, Hydra production is tricky, especially with this upgrade. I'm no Zerg player, seriously. If you think I'm wrong, just tell me I'm a wingnut in the chat, and I will gladly accept your word over mine. But I feel like you need more than, 53 workers to comfortably make Hydras, I mean, Hydras cost a decent amount of money, and you need a lot of them. So I would rather see 4-base saturation, maybe 60, 65-ish workers before he goes up to Hydra so quickly. I mean, 3 Hydras at this point, if some Glaive adepts were to come across the map, which, if you look at the upgrades, Wrench certainly does have, he would be in a big spot of bother, folks. Looks like a War Prism. It's making its way across the map, knowing that pressuring the Zerg is exactly one of the things he wants to be doing in the PvZ matchup. 4 Gateways are about to finish on up. There is no charge on the way, so it looks like it's going to be a Glaive-focused, Glaive-centric composition. Yeah, don't I sound like a guy who actually knows what he's doing. War Prism, unfortunately, not going to get scouted just yet. The Flash is barely out of range. Looks like a couple of adepts are going to warp in from Ire with resonating Glaives. And the fear... No. And... screw it, whatever. Looks like this War Prism is moving on across the map. The Flash should have definitely seen that, and looks like Hydras are trying to intercept. Ooh, can't be losing the War Prism, and he's been losing the War Prism. What part of this chart of it as it flies across the map? Okay, lost track of it, but damn, that's really has to hurt for our friend Wrench. Losing that War Prism means he has to stay back on his side of the map for such a long time and just let Flash do whatever he wants to his poor Protoss bumhole. Meanwhile, 7 more drones are on the way. A little bit concerning. Flash not taking a 4th base here, only just getting it down. But the Protoss already has a saturated 3rd base. He is definitely behind economically. I don't think anyone can argue against that this game. It looks like a macro hatch is on the way as well. Just to help him spend his money, so I'm guessing a Ling Bang composition is what is on the menu. Stargate actually coming up for our friend Wrench. Listen, I don't think this is gonna be for Mass Oracle or anything, but a man can dream, can't he? He has a couple of adepts, couple of sentries, not really the hugest army in the universe, but still can do some work. One observer out here in the middle of butt screws, nowheresville, just kind of observing the little fishies in the cold reef environment, which are pretty, but we have a game to cast, folks. No need for me to get distracted. Looks like a Stargate. I still don't know what that is for. Blink and +1 actually being researched, so not sure what Wrench is trying to do. He doesn't have a Templar Archives and he doesn't have Disruptor, so I think he's going to have a little bit of troubles engaging the Zerg player effectively, especially with these 32 links, and especially with this Lurker Den morphing on in. I mean, just look at that gross. That's going to do horrible things. If it's in your... Oh. Nsenga has left the game. Well, we have a duty to perform. This would do horrible things to your base. You think it looks bad in your mantle? Just you wait until it gets into your main. It looks like a nice little bit of damage coming off our friend Wrench. He has only killed 2 drones this game, which is a little bit concerning. But Wrench has fortunately had a pretty good defense, up to 67 workers. A little bit slow to the droning, but now 11 Hydras on the way. Damn, that is a lot of Hydras, folks. He can definitely start to put a little bit of his muscle out onto the map, hunting down for that War Prism, but, War Prism has some special tactics going for him. Ooh, Overseer's getting a little bit friendly with this War Prism. Let me know how that smells. In the meantime, Wrench is just content to sit back on home and take his 4th base, keeping up economically with the Zerg. Alright, Overseers, how does it... There's still... Okay. Enough to make them want to go away. Who can blame them? I never imagined War Prisms had a particularly great smelling cloaca. 2 Immortals had begun production as well as another Forge, so he is going to have some defense against this Lurker tick, but I feel as though this army just... I heard Hydra spinding something. We're going to assume that's the Observer that's looking into the Coral Reef. Boo-hoo for you, Observer. Looking and has finished on up. I think Flash should definitely start getting aggressive here. I mean, you already have a decent amount of attack, but it looks like the adepts are keeping him busy back at home, getting 4 more workers with that harassment. Wrench definitely laying on some of the hurt onto the Flash, and the Flash, his macro is feeling it. Look at the amount of units, larva he has, 21, to the amount of minerals and gas he has. not maxed out at all. So definitely suffering a little bit of macro issues with our friend TheFlash, but no worries from our end because why? Damn, I talked myself into a corner. Anyways, folks, as I try to desperately get myself out of this situation, the former cannons are warping on in a very forward position. Definitely very interesting. You generally see those hidden behind bases over here to stop being counterattacks. I feel these would just get outranged, but it's definitely nice as a defensive point. And it looks like Flash wants to be aggressive. He has a lot of pain to give our friend Wrench, and I don't think Wrench has the tech necessary to go against him. I mean, Adept Immortal? I mean, that's okay, certainly. I'm not saying it's horrible. No one's gonna say it's horrible. Looks like another F2A move, unfortunately. Burning one lurker and just forgetting about it because he is being annoyed by these drops. Good warpism activity for our friend Wrench. I just don't think this is very good at engaging lurkers. You have to walk all the way through. He's finally getting some Archons, but without charge, I feel like, though, it's gonna be a huge ordeal because you can just get kited back to Infinitiesville. And these Adepts are Archons that could have been. But that is not to say that our friend Wrench is down and out, especially since TheFlash has been got a lot of Zerg before this engagement even starts. Yeah, that has got to hurt TheFlash. And it looks like he lost all those Zergniums, not even a care in the war. Looks like Overcharge is going on down to break up the strand with the lurkers. Look at the burrowing in. 3 Archons missed rally due to the nature of Abyssal Reef, and it looks like he is going to hold this jump just for now. Can't be losing these observers. Has to be very careful. Killing his own Cybercore. I feel like that's a very mature decision, but without. Oh, can't lose the observers. Both observers do go down. Then now these Zergs will have free reign over their birdhouse. He is landing up those Adepts, and they do force to be retreated for now. Storm now is on the way, and having to kill that Cybercore hurts, man. Especially since you don't have charge. You can only warp in slow zealots, and that is painful, painful, painful. Both flares, correct. Both players not macroing excessively well. 2,000 minerals being floated for a friend Wrench to the 4,000 of TheFlash. Both players definitely need to work on their game in that regard, but it looks like, ooh, actually nice tag on a decent amount of these lurkers, but not all of them. 2 still remain. And it looks like unsupported. I feel as though if Wrench shaded on top of this, maybe with some good splits, you could take okay trades, but I would be very concerned. 10, ooh, lots of spines going on through. Gonna somehow take out these drops. How would the mechanics of that work? Don't ask me, I'm just a slow, surely Starcraft 2 caster. And it looks like the Wrench is gonna try to go ahead and push on through, but actually, no, you can't engage lurkers like that. Immortal's completely unsupported. You can't risk losing those. Looks like Zealots are trying to take as much damage as they can. Okay, not a bad flank. Not a good flank, but not a bad flank. Still doesn't have an observer, and look at these lurkers. 4 kills on that bad boy, 9 kills on that bad one. Or I guess asexual Zerg being, because I guess that's what they are, neither boy nor girl. Infestation Spread has finished on up. Does he have a hive is the question. He does have... No, he does have a hive, and the Spire's already finished off the Flash. Looks to be in a commanding position this game. 67 army supply to 97, and a hive on the way. I fear for our friend the Wrench, especially if the Flash does working toward that hive tech. As we pass the 13-minute mark of this game, this fifth. It is the 5th. This 5th Nexus has been established. Oracle trying to get tags off on whatever it can. And Zerglings actually getting on top of these Zealots. But Zealots converts to getting on top of the Zerglings. Has to macro that. Observer back. Can't stand to lose it. Well, that just sucks. Looks like these Zealots are going to clean up the Zerglings, but are going to start losing their life to this nice, large, healthy Hydro Ball. If only they had charge. If only the Grasshopper size. Charge is actually about to finish. That sounded like it did a lot more damage than it did, but in reality, it just tickled that Hydralisk a little bit. Ultrascan now is on the way, which I don't think is a very wise decision, especially when your opponent is already going Immortal Archon. It seems as though it's kind of... It reminds me of a Hungarian expression I heard from my Hungarian friend from Hungary. And I'm just bragging about how cultured I obviously am, but I'm not. And he said he had a very particularly good phrase, right? He said when you do something that sets you up for failure that could have easily been prevented, he calls it running into a forest of dicks with your mouth wide open. And I personally took a fancy to this expression because I was like, huh, it is running into a forest of dicks with your mouth wide open. I think that's what investing into Ultralisk right now is going to be doing for our friend Flash. So, actually, hold that thought here. Big engagement coming on in. Oh, huge concave up Hydralisk. Not much to support. No, you can't be retreating. Going to take horrible losses, which you've already taken. You have a bunch of Templar and a bunch of Adepts that are trying to gather up energy for Storm. Storm has finished on up, but he hasn't used it this game. Meanwhile, Hydras have attacked the main base. Natural base location, it has been breached. Trying to attack up the Shrimp is our friend Flash, but he's going through a terrible choke. Trying to land the money Storms. Not too bad, but Hydra's dealing out so much damage before they die. Storms, not bad, landing on actually a decent grip of the Hydras. Looks like TheFlash didn't split excessively well, and especially for back into his joint. He ate a lot of storms, folks. Is he gonna? Yes! 5 Ultralisks running into a forest full of dicks with his mouth wide open. I don't think this is a wise decision. He already has an okay immortal count. Is he? Actually, Wrench has a lot of gas he needs to be spending. He only has around 9 warp gates. You definitely want like 14, 15 at this stage of the game to spend that gas. But if he were macroing properly, he would definitely have enough to deal with his Ultra Tech Switch. But at the moment, I guess if you only have 3 Immortals, it wouldn't be that bad. So only smells slightly ajar as Flash runs into the forest full of dicks. I'll stop talking about forest full of Helicopters, because really it's just grossing me out at this point. Ling trying to defend the out of counter attack. Looks like they're going to try Glaze on the way. He does scout the Ultra Tech. Alright, so now the cat is out of the bag. Time to counter match. Wrench now knows that Flash is going for Ultralisk. He should be beginning to get Immortal Protection again immediately, but oh, this is just brutal. 2 Mutalisks on the way. Actually suffering from a bit of a gas starvation is our friend TheFlash. Not saturating his gases on his 4th, 5th, and 3rd base locations. So going to be paying the price for that a little bit later. But these couple of Mutalisks can still cause a lot of grief, especially if not handled properly. That observer does go down. It looks like these adepts are going to get picked off as well. Not a great start to the engagement, especially since he's floating a decent amount of minerals. Do these Templar have Storm? No engine for Storm Mages. And it looks like everyone Flash wants to take the engagement. He thinks he has enough. Immortals actually caught horribly out of position. These Archons and Immortals needed to switch paces. And it looks like TheFlash may very well just have enough. He swallowed every penis in the forest. And it looks like he's barely going to bust on through the Flash. Trying to do the best he can with his Archon, the Immortals. Practically non-existent, trying to desperately warp in some Zealots to clean its on up, but we all know how that works in the end, folks. Ultras nom-nomming through all of these Zealots. There's still 4 Ultralisks left, and they have a thing or two to say. 2 Immortals actually popping on in. Is these going to be enough to hold, especially with some good kiting? I think so. The Templar warping may have been not the best decision, but it looks like these Immortals do go down. 3 more Immortals instantly get queued up for our friend Flash, though. Meanwhile, a huge Ling reinforcement is going to do horrible things to this Immortal-based composition. Going to go ahead and find this 19th base location, but it looks like, oh yeah, 4th full of dicks, my friend. 4th full of dicks. But it looks like he has maybe enough to take out these cannons, but no, that is pretty brutal. Wrench with the amazing defense there. 68 to 74 total works. Let's look at how many units lost this game. Look at that, man. You lose 8 Immortals and 8 Archons in a game, you are feeling it. As well as just 10 Templar, not even Archons, Templar. That stings, man. Meanwhile, the Zerg has lost some Ultralisks, some Lurkers, a lot of Lings. 61 Hydras definitely hurts him a bit as well. But if you just take a look at the bank, and actually I can't get rid of the units. Lost. God damn it. No! Get rid of the... Oh, folks, I think my interface. Control L? No, Shift L. Okay, oh, thank God, okay. I think, yeah, if you look at the banks, I mean, just Flash has been taking better engagements in the Protoss, and it looks like this final Bane Ultralisk force is going to be enough to break him. There are some adepts here who, will, let's just say they're going to be warped back to Ire very, very soon. Skidoosh goes the Banings. No, not blowing themselves up on the next eye. I think that's a very wise decision indeed, and it looks like Wrench trying to move on back to defense. He had these 3 Immortals, and they need to get involved in the fight if he wants to take out this giant, massive, green, blobby Zerg love. As well as the Space Scouts, of course. Looks like another Templar is gonna go down. That's things. Banelings are rolling all in. Can they get connection to the Protoss army is pumping up decently, but the Banelings survive the storm and are able to roll onto the Protoss army. Will it be enough? There's still a lot of Immortals to survive this onslaught. 3 of them do end up not dying. 5 of them now. And it looks like these are actually Wrench is doing it. He has held on. This is what happens when you remax on Ultras versus Immortals, folks. It looks like the Flash is going to hang on. The Space Scout carcass is flying off to be milked to God knows where. Oh my goodness. Look at these resources lost. It is dead even, folks. Wrench now has this base over here, refusing to take this base. I think this is a very safe base. I think it's a lot safer than this one because proximity. But who am I to say, folks? I am but a soldier caster. Looks like Wrench, if you look at the economy, can we suck it? Yeah, it looks like Wrench is actually having the better end of the steel, but the Muta Remax, lots of death in the near future for our friend Wrench. The Muta Remax is going to be pretty damn brutal, I'm not going to lie. He's going to try to buy... Oh, I actually love what he is doing. The Flash is going to go ahead and do something with these Links and Ultras before the Muta Remax. I think that's a very mature decision. Get your friend Wrench to stay on his side of the map so he doesn't move across the map with your mutas to go ahead and try to kill you. And there we go, mutas are popping on out. Does Wrench see it? I guess technically he does see it. Is that where his attention was though? I'm not too certain. If it was, we are on his player camera right now. What you are seeing is what he is doing. Looks like he wants to make... Okay, alright, I don't think he knows about the mutalist, because I don't think disruptors shoot up, plus they don't swipe up either. So this is going to be pretty brutal. Looks like Ling's in. Muta's now rolling on into this peripheral base, getting the hell taken out of it, and it looks like it is going to go on down. Creative Spire is now morphing on.
The Vespine Geyser has been exhausted.
Nice and down to the floor. It looks like the Creative Spire is morphing on in, and Broodlords. I don't think this army is good versus Broodlords, do you? It looks like he is going to take an okay fight, but I don't know. This is a lot of mutas and a lot of Ultralists. Couple of Archons with some good storms can take it out in a full-up engagement, but we all know Mutalisks are like the basic bitches of the Zerg world. They never want to be straight up in any way, shape, or form. Looking at you, Natalie Felicity Jr. in 3rd grade. Why'd you have to break my heart? Anyways, Mutalisks gonna see and find what damage they can do. Actually trying to go ahead and defend this peripheral base. I think the Delta DPS is a bit too much, especially if the folks can get down. But yeah, it does get the cancel off. So good play there from the Zeds. Meanwhile, Wrench knows it is time to go. He has Stalkers to support these Archons. And then we have to see what our friend TheFlash wants to do. 84 to 73 total armor supply. Actually, our friend TheFlash is in a huge deficit. He has these mutas and a couple of Brutals, but they're morphing in infinity miles away from this army. Can't be losing Templar to the Broodlings, and it looks like, I don't know, I mean, these mutas are good units, Space Cows are good units, but Muta Space Cow, I don't know, you need to have support for them, don't you think? These storms can be devastating to these mutas, and it looks like our friend Wrench just wants to push right into the main base. Remorselessly, 7 Broodlords have begun construction, more of them morphing on in, and as soon as those meet this army, Wrench will have hell to pay, but he's doing so much damage in the meantime. Needs to start focusing on the army. Good storm does not take things out. Mutalisks just clumping on up, flying over the Archons, taking huge amounts of damage himself, and all the Mutalisks still go down. Horrible engagement there from my friend Flash. However, there are Broodlords and these Stalkers have Blink. Yes, because here's Reach has Blink for no reason. I remember now. And it looks like these unsupported Broodlords may start getting focused down. One Broodlord very low on health, gonna eventually get focused on down. Oh, is he doing this? I can't believe he's doing it. It's incredible. The last Broodlords are going on down. If we look at the units tab, oh my gosh, 4 Broodlords, 1 lurking to defend against the entirety of the Purtus army. GG will play is called, and the Wrench, is victorious against the Flash. Oh my goodness, folks. It is gonna be one hell of a pizza party. I tell you that, folks. Thank you so much for. Oh wow. That was crazy. Let's look at the graphs. Let's look at the graphs. Look at that Flash. Army value advantage practically the whole game. Wrench taking so many bad engagements, but in the end, I mean, just beautiful play from Wrench. Absolutely astonishing play, man. I have nothing bad to say about our friend Wrench. He is gonna go to the finals and beyond. The Flash just needed to take a little bit, just needed to spend his bank a little bit better, be more consistent with his gas mining, but shoulda, coulda, woulda, I guess, is the story of Starcraft. And everyone, let's move on to the next match in the Sonic Aftermath Pizza in-house pizza party. There we go. Oh, man.